I loved my grandmother's stories. My grandmother had lived in Japan and other countries. She loved to travel when she was young, so she had experienced many horrifying things and supernatural events. I watched as my younger siblings gathered around our grandmother, begging her to tell us a story or they wouldn't go to sleep. Finally, she agreed, and I sat with them because I also love a good scare. Then, my black cat Jasper came and sat on my lap. I love my cat. Seeing Jasper? My grandmother told us that once, a whole village vanished because of demon cats. We were shocked that such things could exist. My grandmother began the story when she was in her 20s. She and her friend went to her friend's town to spend some time and enjoy hiking. When my grandmother arrived, she was welcomed by her friend's family. The town was small but beautiful. After spending one day with her friend's family, they went to the mountain. On the way, my grandmother found a baby black cat. The cat was weak, so my grandmother picked it up. My grandmother's friend told her that taking the black cat wasn't allowed in the town. My grandmother was shocked and asked her friend why. Her friend informed her that the town elders thought those black cats were a symbol of bad luck, so they left any black cat on the mountain. My grandmother was sad to leave the cat, but she had to obey the rule. At night, my grandmother went to the mountain with food for the cat. She found the baby cat with so many other black cats. My grandmother gave her food to every one of them. Feeling happy, my grandmother returned to the town unaware that the little black kitten was following her. My grandmother was lying down when she felt something on her stomach. When she looked, it was the black cat. My grandmother was shocked to see it, and at the same time, her friend entered the room and saw the cat. She was also shocked. My grandmother told her everything, and they made a plan to leave the cat on the mountain in the morning. So my grandmother slept with her, but in the morning, they were woken by shouting. One of the elders saw the cat from the window sleeping. Informed the others, and they were mad. My grandmother and her friend went to speak with the elders and told them everything. The elders were mad. They told the girls to leave the cat on the mountain, and a hunter would be sent to kill all the cats. My grandmother was shocked and tried reasoning with the elders, but they wouldn't listen. My grandmother took the cat to the mountain with her friend. On the way, my grandmother was crying, and her friend looked ashamed too. When they reached the mountain, my grandmother yelled to all the cats to run away as a hunter was coming to kill them, but none of the cats moved or ran. Sadly, the friends came back at noon, and the hunter went to the mountain. My grandmother was mad, so she started packing her stuff. She was leaving. My grandmother said goodbye to her friend's family and wanted to leave when her friend came and apologized to her. Before my grandmother could answer, the entire town heard the sound of gunshots and then a chilling scream of the hunter. Everyone came out of their houses. A mist started to come from the mountain and surround the town. My grandmother was looking at the mist in shock when the screams began behind her. My grandmother asked her friend to run to the end of the town as they were halfway there. But her friend didn't want to leave her family alone, so she looked at my grandmother smiling and said goodbye. Then she started to run toward her house. My grandmother ran with her, but she crashed into someone. It was one of the elders, covered in blood with claw marks on his back. Before my grandmother could do anything, a demon came from the mist and attacked the elder. He screamed as the demon dragged him into the mist. My grandmother was shocked to see the demon. Another demon came from the mist and attacked my grandmother. She started to run. Then she felt a sharp pain in her leg, and she fell. When she looked at her leg, she saw that the demon had scratched her. The cut was not big, but it hurt. The demon came closer to her, and before it could attack her, it stopped and went back into the mist. My grandmother looked forward and saw the baby kitten in front of her. She was overjoyed to see it. She hugged the cat, and then the baby kitten started to walk into the mist but looked back to see if she was following. My grandmother followed the kitten. There was screaming coming from everywhere. Then the kitten stopped, and my grandmother saw that the kitten had led her to the exit of the town. My grandmother left the gate, happy to escape and sad to leave her friend behind. When she looked back to pick up the kitten, she saw that the kitten turned into one of the demons and entered the mist. My grandmother stood there in shock as she realized that the wrong beliefs and hate of the townspeople had turned that cat into a demon to take revenge. Saying that, my grandmother ended her story. We all stood still, looking at her. She smiled and told us that she still sometimes misses her friend. Then my mother took my siblings to bed. I asked my grandmother if it was a true story, so she showed me a scratch mark on her leg. I was shocked. In bed, I was thinking of the story and smiled to see Jasper sleeping on my stomach. I pet his head. He looked up, and I said, "Well, I am glad that you are a normal cat." Jasper meowed, and then his eye color changed from green to red and back to green in a second. I looked at my cat with fear and shock.